Hey guys, and welcome to another video. Now what I wanted to cover today is going to be quite quick. As you can tell, the lighting is sort of going down, and I thought I'd get a little video out for you guys. So what I want to cover is basically, now that we've come to the end of the season, my season has been particularly good, but I did have quite a lot of nice crops that I can actually now go and save the seeds for, and save them for next summer. So what I'll do today is I will pick tomatoes and save the seeds, and I'll show you my process. It's not necessarily the best process, but it's my process of a way of saving your seeds from your current crop so that you can plant next time. And if you saw in my previous video, if you do that, there's actually more chance of your produce being basically a lot better if your seeds came from the same soil, or at least the same surrounding soil as your previous crop. So what I'll do is I'll go pick some tomatoes and we'll slice them up, and then we'll prepare them. Now the way that I prepare my tomatoes or tomato seeds for next year is I like to pick the best tomatoes possible. So what you want to do is you get the best tomatoes that you possibly can. So you pick the tomatoes, you slice them up, you open them up, and you see obviously all the seeds inside. If by this time in the season your tomatoes should already be quite soft, so like when you touch them they should be quite soft, and that means that they're quite ripe. So then once you've got that, what you can do two things. You can either just open them up, scrape the seeds out, put the seeds on paper towel, wait for that to dry completely, and then put in a jar of some description or somewhere where it's not going to get any moisture until spring next year. Or you can actually go one step further and maybe wash those seeds down a little bit, and then when those seeds are washed, dry them and then put them into a dry place so you can actually grab them next year. Now either way you do it, it really doesn't matter. Put it this way, the seeds that you see at the store have probably been washed, and they're looking quite nice. You really don't have to do that. All you need to do is, if you want to cut down some time for yourself, is really just pick the tomatoes, slice them up, get the seeds out, spread them across some paper, dry the paper. Don't even have to take them off the paper itself. You can just make sure that the paper is dry, fold it a few times, put it into a jar of some description where it's not going to wet, there's no moisture coming in, and boom, all of a sudden next year you have yourself some really good seeds from tomatoes that you know have been really good this year. Okay, so I've got two varieties of tomatoes here. What I'll do first is I'll slice these up and then scrape the seeds out of them to get those seeds out onto a piece of paper. So what you want to do is basically some of these seeds that you have, you just scrape them out onto the paper. Now you should remember that every one of these seeds really is going to be your a tomato plant one day. Look how many seeds there are. There are plenty of seeds here. I can now say, okay, these here are going to be my tomato plants. Okay, do one more. Oh, this one here is nice and seedy. I'll do this one. Ah, beautiful. And what I usually do, I usually just sort of rub it on this paper like that, and it sort of like cleans the seeds up a little bit as well. It just absorbs all the moisture. And you can tell that I have nice seeds on this side. Okay, so that's one type of tomato. Now let's do the other type, because I want to have two different types of tomatoes. Well, I want to save the seeds of these two types because they were quite nice. They grew really well, and I find that they were quite yeah, tasty as well, and very, very fruitful. So what else is there, you know? And we're going to do the same thing with this one here, and the seeds on this one seem to be a little bit smaller, so you'll notice that when we gather all of these together, and we'll put them onto this dry part over here, and then we'll push this onto a nice dry part over here. And every time you change between different seeds, make sure you just wipe the knife so you just don't contaminate one side with the other. Now I know the sheet looks like it's bloody, but it's not. It really is just the tomatoes that have caused this. So what I want to do is I'm going to put these bumblebee ones here. Most important thing is to write down the type of tomato there is. There's nothing worse than coming 6 months down the track finding out that you've got no idea what type of tomato it is. So make sure that you write down the type of tomato that you're dealing with. Okay, so we're going to put that underneath here, and we're going to scrape all of these bumblebee seeds over here. Okay, so what I'll do is I will firstly dry this, and then I'll package it and put it into a safe container. That you have outside, just know that you actually can collect those seeds and store them, and actually even if you're not going to plant them outside, it's just good to experiment with it. Put it in a glass, put a little bit of water in there, do something with it, see what works, what doesn't, and that's the only way that you're really going to learn. So give it a crack. All up until next time, thank you very much. Please press the like button, subscribe, the little bell thing if you want to be notified when the new videos are coming out. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.